So I'm thinking about some differences between races on Earth. Blacks, whites, Asian, Oriental. I'm looking at differences between these groups. So I'm thinking, for example, that the world's fastest man, wherever that is most likely to be a black man. It won't be a white man or an Oriental or an Asian. I think that's simply the way it is. Then I'm thinking of the strongest man in the world. I'm thinking that's more difficult, but the strongest man in the world, I think, is more variable. But I'm thinking it's probably going to be an Oriental guy, and then that's my first choice. The next strongest is likely to be, I think, a black man. And then the third is likely to be a white man. And the fourth will be an Oriental or Asian guy. So that's what I'm thinking, but I'm not positive. But that's the way I see it. Then I'm thinking of the world's tallest man. And again, this is more variable. It won't be an Asian or an Oriental. It might be a white guy. I don't think it will be a black guy. It's possible, but I don't think so. So I think the world's tallest man is likely to be a white guy. Then I think that the world's fattest guy. I think that it won't be a black guy or an Oriental or an Asian guy. The world's fattest guy is likely to be a white guy, I would say. It's possible it could be an Asian guy, but I'm going with the white guy. If I had to lay money on it, that's what I'd be betting. And then I'm thinking of the world's most intelligent man. The one who would score highest on some brain test or whatever. That's tricky. I think a white man would be in the running, an Oriental man would be in the running, and an Asian man would be in the running as well. I think it's hard to choose a man from those groups. But be one of those three: white man, Asian man, or an Oriental man. It won't be a black man. That's for sure. It's simply the way it is. What else am I thinking? World's fastest man, the fastest sprinter. Now I'm thinking that it's likely to be a black man. It won't be an Oriental guy or an Asian guy or a white guy. It will be a black man for sure. It's just the way it is. And I think it's interesting how these things pan out. But it'll definitely be a black guy. Why this is the case, I can't say why there are so many differences between these racial groups. What else am I thinking about? The world's tallest man is likely, I would say, to be a white guy. I think a black guy could be in the running, but not an Asian guy or an Oriental guy. So it's not so easy, but I'm gonna go with. I'll probably go with the black man as the world's tallest man, but closely followed by a white man. What else am I thinking about? I'm thinking about how certain things you pick, the most extreme example of something, is likely to be split amongst the groups. So I've said already, I think the world's fastest will be a black man. The world's strongest, that's a tough one. I'll go with a white man. He's probably the strongest man. Black man will be there in the running for sure. I don't think an Oriental or Asian guy will be in the running. I think it's likely to be a white man or possibly a black man, but the white man will be in the head, will be in the lead. I think it's most likely to be the world's strongest. And what else am I thinking about the top? The world's fattest man is likely to be, I would say, a white man or an Asian man. It won't be a black man or an Oriental man. If I had to lay money, I would say the world's fattest man is most likely to be an Asian man. And a white man will be close behind. I've done the world's fattest, the world's fastest runner, the world's most intelligent man, if you could choose such a person. The world's most intelligent. I would say it could be a white man, it could be an Asian man, it could be an Oriental man, but it won't be a black man. In terms of the one group I think would be tops for the world's smartest, I'm gonna go with Oriental, an Oriental man. But Asian and white will be in the running as well. But yeah, as I say, I will go with Oriental for the world's smartest. What other categories are there? Alright, the world's skinniest man. I'm gonna go with Asian for this one. The world's skinniest man is likely to be Asian. I don't think it'll be a white man or a black man or an Oriental. Yeah, go with Asian. What else am I thinking about? I'm not sure what else I'm thinking about right now. But I think it is interesting how some things you can know ahead of time for no reason that's clear in my head, but then I just sort of know. So, as I said, I know that the world's fastest man will be a black man, and that's essentially guaranteed. The world's strongest man, that's more variable. Could be Asian. Could be, yeah, I think it could be a variety of groups, but I'm gonna go with Asian, I think. So I'll do some more thinking about the world's greatest in some category.